Okay, I'm here. Hi, guys, everybody. How are you? If you're here, tell us you're here. We're working on getting our guest star into the studio because he's having a little bit of internet issues out there in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is where he is. Okay, he's trying his iPhone again, even as we speak. I'm hoping we're going to get him. Otherwise, we're kind of floundering. But let's bring in Jack because she can dance. Let me turn on her. Let me turn on her mic. Turn your microphone on, Jack.
That's all you get. That's it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. You were muted there for a little bit.
I know.
So listen, hey Cal, how are you? That's Cal Kriego, a good friend of mine from back in the Buffalo days and the Magic days. When he's trying his iPhone one more time. Oh, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here.
Shin-san, you are live with our audience right now.
I'm trying every single possible way, but I don't know what's going on.
We've got you now. Ladies and gentlemen.
That was funny.
Shinichi Matsuba.
Hello.
From Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yep.
And we are very excited to have him here tonight. How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I had totally intended on a cold Japanese welcome for you, and we wound up on the air before you got here. It happens. But it's great to see you.
Great to see you too. It's been a while. It's been
it has about 150 years.
Right.
Amazingly so. I have got to say. The first thing I want to go with, because I got the biggest kick out of this.
Okay.
Your mom, I guess, sent some pictures of when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And God bless her for having done so. And I have decided that in my research, there is not a single Japanese child who does not have a photograph like this.
Yeah, you're talking about like the angle, or you're talking about this thing?
I'm talking about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can print, and not just one, but two. There is another.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have like hundreds more, I think, somewhere.
The interesting thing is, even today.
Well, it's backwards, a little different.
What? No, just for everybody, I kind of sort of know what that's about.
Right.
But can you give us an idea of what that's about?
Oh, I have no idea. I grew up with it. Without being told exactly what it is. Just, everybody does. I'm like, okay, should I follow that? And the mom said, peace. It's called peace in Japanese. And the mom said, please, we're taking photos in peace. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is here too. So it's really, so there's no deep, dark Japanese thing there.
It's no. It's just I don't know, because y'all might know better, because I never thought about it, because you grew up with it. And every time, people take photos, everybody does. Girls go like a little closer, like, this and that. And guys go like a little, or, I have no idea. I
thought maybe there was some inner workings to that. But it's not important. It's just important that you're fucking adorable. Okay.
That was adorable. That was totally adorable. That's adorable.
Yeah, it was a
really cool.
And I was I think I was like it back then, because my little brother was born when I was 10. So we're 10 years, apart. Yeah. And I think it was like 11, 12, when I just probably first year of my baseball days, I think. I was playing soccer previously, and then my dad almost forced me to, play baseball. She was freaking realistic, because I was playing soccer, and I never thought about going to like a baseball practice or anything. She go, hey, Shin, in Japan, baseball makes more money. I was soccer. No,
baseball. I mean, baseball's hot in Japan. I mean, baseball is hot in Japan.
It always has been, hasn't it?
Right. It has been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Baseball's huge in Japan.
Yep.
But you were definitely an athletic child. There's no two ways.
My dad was kind of like a sports. What would you say in English? Like sports fanatic. Like he was kind of like an athlete too, and then like a later 20s or his early 30s, he was a certified professional trainer.
Oh wow!
So he was in a basically sports field like throughout his career, and then it changed to like a 30-something, and then it changed to a completely different job. But yeah, he always practices karate, and he's still to this day, like he's 67 or something, but he's like, I don't know, 3-4 days a week. He does like, 2-hour kind of cardio slash karate move that,
I remember when I used to love to go in Osaka.
Right.
I used to love to go to the castle, to the Osaka castle. It was my happy place. It really was.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I'd gone there. I went there and walked around. But I used to see some of the older and some of the younger ones too, Japanese folks doing this number, doing all that.
The Tai Chi.
Is that Tai Chi?
Kind of. I don't know. It's more like a Tai Chi. I would consider that more like a Chinese stuff.
That's what I thought.
True.
Yeah, karate is more like a Japanese stuff, I believe.
But they were out there doing some slow movement. It was fascinating to me. It really was.
Yeah.
Now, while we were in Japan, by the way, I use green screen as well.
That was actually back in Fort Worth. That was
Fort Worth, Texas.
That was Fort Worth, Texas. It was in the studio. It was I'm sorry, just my phones keep rotating. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but I just keep talking. So that was a Fort Worth. Yeah. I don't want to interrupt your show. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's all good.
Don't worry about it. Are you kidding? My whole system fell apart once. Everything just fell down. It was hysterical.
True, it did.
Now I just hold it. Let me hold it. So anyway, that was a Fort Worth, and then it was for Japanese Tokyo Game Show or whatever. Have you heard of it? Like literally one of the biggest events in Japan. Like a lot of thousands of people just come to the event. And there was
like a game show.
Yeah, like a game show, like a video games.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tokyo Game Show. They were literally like filming numbers of like new materials for different Bandai Namco and then all the
all those games. Yeah.
Cool.
So it was kind of showcasing everything.
When you talk about Tokyo Game Shows, I remember when I used to go to the doctor's office. At one point, I had to go every day because I got some sort of infection and they were intravenously doing medication and stuff. Now I'm slow motion.
That's okay. We still love you.
You still hear me? You can still hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
So
yep.
I was watching game shows and that sort of thing every day. It was the strangest thing in the universe, as I recall.
Yep.
Very, very strange, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah, it was fun, yeah.
Now, back in the day when I first got, of course, my computer is now in the shits. Okay, I'm going to go out and come back in. Stay where you are. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, okay?
My gosh, this is funny.
This is fun.
Yeah, actually, usually it's my computer because I just have a little Chromebook, and usually it's mine that is fakasha'd. Like the voice will go or something, and usually it's mine, and I'm like, I feel like I'm semi-normal tonight. Everybody else's guys. I have a question.
Yep.
Is there an equivalent to Tai Chi in Japan?
First of all, I'm not.
Well, what I mean is the slower motion movements.
Yeah. There are some like forms of karate. First of all, karate is like, they have like millions of like different styles. Right. That's why they cannot. I heard they're working on it, but they don't really have Olympic sports as karate because there's so many different rules and styles that they cannot combine just them into one. I don't know if they have it or not, but that's what I was last updated like years ago when I was in Japan. But I was doing one of those, the styles called Kyokushin.
Okay.
What my dad used to teach also. And but there's some form like called kata. It's like kata, yeah. Some are fast, some are slow, but it may be the closest thing to Tai Chi. I think.
And I couldn't think of the name because I'm old and my brain is gone. But it's a joke. Anyway, two of my friends who are also, especially one who is a stunt woman, and she's at Universal, and she's also does stunt work on the Star Wars set.
Right.
At Disney. So she does the kata.
Gotcha.
And that's
So
what she's
Universal
studying
here?
right now.
Universal
Yeah.
in Orlando?
Yeah, in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's well, because they have Star Wars and they have 3 or 4 different stunt shows at Universal too. So she does a lot of stunt work there. And and this is something she's been studying. And I'm an actor at Advent Hospital, and we are simulation. We work in simulation. So friends, surgeons, whatever, but that's how we know each other. And she's been getting 2 or 3 other people into it, and she loves it. She says it's a wonderful discipline.
So I'm back.
It takes practice, but definitely.
Yeah, we were talking.
Which was lovely. It was lovely. Now, Shin, something I did not know about you. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Just nod if you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Something I did, because I'm freezing up. I don't care anymore. But my computer's not. But something I did not know about you is that you're musical. There, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing my parents, well, I appreciate it now, but back then kind of forced me to do. Like, you should play piano. That was it came from my mom.
Yeah.
When we're kids, they sit us down and do that. Yeah. Same thing.
I enjoyed it, but I think it started at 5. And
wow.
And then I regret it, because back then as a 11-year-old, I want to just play baseball, play something. And then I was already playing soccer, but I want to do more sports. And then I quit. And right about the timing, Dad forced me, hey, Shin, you should shift to baseball. That was the time.
I love that. I think that's great.
But I now regret it. I should have kept going, because I sometimes I try to play, but I can't read the score anymore. I think my ears got trained from that experiences, because I can kind of sing. I know the differences of like pitches and things.
I would say
you have everything.
You can sing a little better than you think you can. Obviously.
Yeah, I was in the band casually, not professionally, back in Japan. That was for more like fun. Working at Universal Studios and WaterWorld and stunt, like a Terminator, and for like a fun, when I have day off. I just you
did WaterWorld, of course, is not going to let me do that now. There it goes. There's you doing the WaterWorld thing.
But that was cool.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But sometimes challenging, you're doing like 3-4 shows.
Yeah.
5 days a week, and then throughout the year. And sometimes it's like in winter, for example, you're exhausted, and then you warm up and jump into water after a 20-minute show, and come back and then jump in the hot tub. And oh my God. You got me. It was,
dear.
And then also there was a greeting after each show. Like,
cool.
Cast members come out in 5 to 10 minutes, take photos with guests. And then it was fantastic. It was fun. I always enjoyed it. Enjoyed meeting people, and then, thank those guests coming to see the show.
The guests were a bit in Japan. Of course, they were. You talk about super fans. It was insane sometimes.
It was. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. Some people actually, basically, their life revolves around Universal show schedule. Mm-hmm. And which is not a bad thing; it's a great thing. But I was shocked, wow, people really love it.
I just have to say, hi to somebody here.
James
popped in, James Sahaki. Hi, James. We need to talk, buddy. It's so good to see you. Thanks for stopping. Come enjoy. A friend of mine from Buffalo. I haven't seen in 1,000 years. Excuse me.
Okay.
So you also did Terminator.
I did. That was my first show, actually. I got an annual contract with the Terminator show when I was, I think it was back in 2012. So for 2 years, I worked there for almost 6 years in total, but the first 2 years was in America, not in America, in Terminator.
Right, right.
Yeah.
The Terminator show, I will tell you, I think Terminator is still running there, isn't it?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's completely different here. It's
Oh yeah, because it's long gone. That's now we have Born.
Yeah, we have
the Jason, which is a really one of the kids that I directed in a show. His dad and his mom are both in it. It's really cool. One of the best ones I've seen ever.
Wow. So y'all still don't have like I'm talking about Orlando one.
Yeah, that's Orlando. Yeah, Orlando
had Terminator. But now they had Terminator, but now the big one is Bourne. Is Jason Bourne?
Oh wow!
Yeah. The Jason Bourne show has
amazing.
I swear to God, it's live CGI. It's the most amazing freaking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
wow.
It's insane. I'm assuming eventually it'll be over in Japan, but you're here now, so who cares what they're doing? In all honesty,
because I've never been to the Orlando one. I've been.
You should come. I think you'd really enjoy it. Let's just hop on a plane and come on over. I mean, hey.
Right. I used to go to like a Fort Lauderdale area almost every month until like the last.
Yeah, then you should come up. You should come up.
No, you're never there when I'm down there. I go every now and then. In fact, I'm going next month.
There you go. So
I'll be down there for what they call Stonewall Pride, which Stonewall is nowhere near Wilton Manor, but what the hell? Why not call it that? So, but I'm looking forward to that. Chris and I, my late husband, used to go all the time to that. We found it one time by accident, and I'd never been to a festival like that. And to this day, I don't understand how it's okay to walk around in your underwear on that one day of the week, but not the rest of the year. I don't understand. It's a very confusing thing.
That's another story for another time.
It's a great festival. It is a great festival. It's a lot of fun. We're going to see how it is this year. I want to show a picture of you with someone who it just makes me so happy to see the two of you together.
Oh my gosh!
Stuart Maine, Stuart Check was like the head elf.
I know who Stuart Maine is.
He was the top. He was our lead, I guess you'd call him.
He was a good buddy of mine, and we've never actually worked on the same show. But
really?
No. But the first 3 years of my Universal days, I was in a dorm where all the foreign performers live, because there are some available rooms, and then they can, Japanese cast, someone with Japanese cast actually can live there. So like, why not? And just live there, and then made a bunch of friends, and everybody come downstairs and have chat. And there's a cute restaurant run by a friend. You
were at Kaiganori?
Oh yeah, I was. That was my first 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. I moved out. As Jack was, I was saying, Jack was asking me some questions before we went on the air, and I said, a lot of it is a big blur to me now. There's so much happened. Such a wonderful. My God, it was such a wonderful experience.
I mean, I kind of miss teams. That's one of the things I kind of miss. As much as I love my work and I'm passionate for it, but just every project now completely individual. And then just taking auditions, industry referral, whatever, and then just every project I'm booked for. I enjoy the process, but the one someone said it's a different project, and then we kind of developed a good friendship. Working together, and then once you're wrapped, and then it's the end of the day, and then totally you're on to the next one.
But don't you find that if you run into them, don't you find it's kind of like theater? When a show is done, it's done. But if you run into them later, you take up it. There was never any time between you. Or do you find it different?
Sorry, I didn't answer. I understand the question. What is it?
Okay, so like you were saying, when the show is wrapped, it's wrapped, and you go on to the next project, and you've made some good friends, and then they're gone. But I was wondering if it's kind of like theater. So when you do a show, the show is over. You have this intense period of time when you're rehearsing and you're working, and the show is going on, and then boom, it's over, and everybody moves on to other projects. But then down the road or a year or whatever, you run into each other again, and it's like, oh my God, it's like there was no time in between.
No. We just, oh my God, we've been, but you catch up it was like yesterday or something like that. And it's fun. But the thing is, I just kind of miss having a team, for example, annual contract, doing shows 5 days a week, Universal, every, the same faces see like a 5 days a week as a team. Like throughout the year, we did the show together. It was like became like a family, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was at the Horseshoe here in the States, the Diamond Horseshoe. We did 5 a day, 5 shows a day, 365. You know, all those months out of the year, etc.
Yeah.
So it was. We became a family to a certain degree. And
Titanic was like that too. When we were doing Titanic.
Titanic even more so for me than the Horseshoe folks. Hi, Paul. Hi, George.
Wow. Hi, George. Hi, Mark. George, Mark, and Hugo, David and Hugo.
Hugo. I got to say hi to people. Shin, I want to ask you. I want to get to a couple of things here because photo-wise, because I found some. Obviously, I've been stalking you. You could tell, couldn't you? I've got
nothing's wrong with it.
This, which I just like this because it's a Japanese thing. I mean,
it's a Japanese thing, and it was really rare to me as well. I mean, back in Japan, he's a good friend of my dad.
That's not you.
This is me, but whoever that place is, he gave me an opportunity to wear kimono properly and taught me the basic of like how to do like a Japanese tea or how to wrap things.
Oh, really?
Wow.
He's the
so that's I see. Yeah. So that's the wrapping of the thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. I learned. I mean, one time, of course, you have to practice, but I was lazy and then I forgot. But that was the opportunity I could luckily experience. And then he's back in Japan, still live in the next city to my parents, and they're still good friends. And he's a nice guy. But I thought at least experience that once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving to America, I thought really something. And then he was willing to, okay, I'll teach you before you go to America. So yeah, coming over. And it was
that way you'll have that forever. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice thing. Now, let me see what I'm going to show these because they fascinated me. And I'm going to do this first. Were you involved in wrestling, Shin?
Oh, that's no.
Sounds like it might have been a dark time in your life. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, in a way. It was like I don't know how I met them individually, but ended up having like a number of professional wrestler friends as drinking buddies.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have drinking buddies, wrestling guys are the guys to do it with.
So back in Japan, it was like I was already working out. I think at WaterWorld already. That was
that was probably the common thing. Yeah, you probably met them through that. And of course, I chose that picture because we had to have at least one thirst trap of you. I think that was important.
Joe.
There are 2 more and I'm showing these, and I got a story to go with them, sort of. That kind of connects to it, but this one.
Be afraid, Shin. Be very afraid.
Where you are obviously shooting some sort of fight scene on some random street. Correct?
I think it was just like a town market. No, it's just it was a live show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that was on film. Am I right?
No. It was just, I think, when was it? Like 10 years ago or something? I don't know. It was a one-time thing.
It's all a blur.
Yeah.
To surprise people at flea market or something like that in the small, section.
Yeah, one of the shopping areas of which there's a plethora. I mean, there's a ton of, you can't, every street you walk down, there's a million places. The reason I chose that was because I had the most fascinating thing happen to me in Osaka as I was walking through the streets. No warning whatsoever. Two guys came running through with guns. Yeah, Japanese guys running through with guns, and I'm
I've never met Japanese, obviously civilians having guns.
Well, there was a police presence, but they didn't seem to care. The police presence, and I was like, of course, me being super gaijin, I can't get any whiter than I am. And I'm walking. What? I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
And they're going like this. There's no bullets or anything flying, but it
Right.
looks like they're shooting at each other.
Uh-oh.
And it
with
turns
their cameras.
out then suddenly you could see, but they didn't tell anybody. Is that typical in Japanese filmmaking?
No.
That's scary.
I don't think so. It's scary because back in Japan, I was still doing some like a commercial or like a screen work, like a film, TV, not TV, film and small budget thing. But I was primarily doing theater live shows. You know, like 80% of my work were kind of like a theater, universes one, and then live shows kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm originally a theater trained. I started out when I was in university after quitting baseball. You know, and then kind of started to expand my area into kind of screen work gradually. But I was still primarily doing like a live theater, and I didn't have a lot of sufficient experiences as a film actor. So I probably am not, good enough knowledge-wise to tell what's the Japanese standard filming. Is that like something that happens often in the Japanese film? But yeah.
I would hope not.
I think we talked about it briefly when I got back to Kaigandori and stuff, but nobody really knew the answer to that.
Right.
So it remains a mystery.
It sounds a little odd. It sounds a little weird.
It was crazy. It was pretty crazy. But one thing, and I can understand how you did a lot of theater per se in Japan.
Yep.
Because there is a lot of theater in Japan.
Here,
Even by comparison to here, I mean, we've got a lot, but there's a lot of little theaters in Japan. Fascinating stuff. Yep. Now, did you do any classic Japanese theater? Or what we consider classic?
I started out in Fukuoka, where I used to live for university, which is the 6th biggest city. But I was basically chose the university for baseball. But then just quitting because after going through a number of like injuries and rehab and I was kind of burned out, and I'm not gonna make it as a professional baseball player. That was my drive to just keep going. And then one day I just suddenly faced the reality at the age of 20. I'm this level as a pitcher, and I don't think I'm gonna make it. And then all of a sudden passion's gone, and I was looking for something, and I came across American movies, and then actually Hellboy. Have you watched the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love those. I love both of them.
Yep.
They're fun.
Original movies. Yeah. Then I came across, and then something clicked, and the same day I went to the bookstore, and I didn't know nothing about acting or any, like an entertainment industry, but got some like audition magazines and, or something together with the Tokyo agencies.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same day, I just Googled. Was it Google back then? I don't know. It was just some
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and found a major theater company in Fukuoka, where I lived. And then I just called them, hey, I just decided to become an actor. I have no background in theater. Do you all do like lessons for beginners? I kind of want to be like an understudy kind of position. And then I want to be trained and keep auditioning for your theater. And I was like that for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
they kept taking your calls.
Yeah, it was a lot of auditions, a lot of theater.
Oh yeah, a lot of rejections.
Believe me, if you'd have called a major theater in the U.S. and said, "Hi," and did the same thing, they would have gone, "Yeah, click." I mean, it would have been that fast.
Yeah.
Japanese are terribly polite people. They really are.
Yeah, and that was like not major, like a super major ones. That everybody in Japan knows. It's more like in the prefecture, Fukuoka prefecture.
Gotcha.
They're the most major ones, but compared to like a nationally acclaimed, well-known, it's just still small. So
then you have to start small.
Exactly. I have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Everybody does. Absolutely. I started doing the Wizard of Oz when I was a kid in middle school. Yeah, middle school. Wow.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oklahoma.
I want to visit. Never been there. I want to visit.
No, the musical.
Talking about the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, he said the show he was in, and I said my first show was Oklahoma.
Okay. So there's a question though. There's a good. What was your first theatrical production you were in? Do you remember?
I think I played 3 minor roles. What do you call it? The guard.
Of course.
And one of those thieves.
Oh, cool.
Some kind of like assistant to one of those supporting characters.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So like running around and change. Next character. Go.
Ensemble.
Yep.
Yeah. And they throw you into as many roles as they think that you can fit, and you just are constantly going like this.
Yep. I was 21. That was my first gig.
Oh, wow.
How can I ask how old are you now?
I'm 34.
You look like you're still 21. Fuck you. Okay.
Well, no, I disagree. He looks like he's 22. No, okay.
Fair enough. But I mean, I should be so lucky to look like that. I really should. You know, I mean, from
Joe, you're not 21.
This is it's not going to do it. What's this? From this to that, it's not that far apart. I mean, it really isn't. You can tell that's the same guy.
Yeah.
No more.
Good, buddy.
This.
No more of that. There's no more of that. No more of that in that picture. But so from Universal.
Yep.
So from Universal, what did you do after you left Universal? Were you in Japan for a while, or did you come here?
No, actually, I decided to come to the U.S. and started to do some further research about, the realistic issues like visa or Asians and all that thing.
Right.
And but I decided to go to an acting school in Santa Monica with a student visa.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I knew I was going to go there, and then I was doing research. I contacted the school, and then I just want to give a shot because I knew when the day one I decided to become an actor watching Hellboy. I knew I was going to go to America because that's the American movie that kind of attracted me and it made me want to become an actor,
Mm-hmm.
But I was just trying to build my resumes, and along the way, of course, I met a bunch of nice people, and then I worked with them. That was fantastic experiences. But at some point, I wanted to, move to America. And then in my head, it was by 30 years old. I mean, then I was back in 29, and then I kept going. I mean, kept renewing the contract 5 times. So I worked there 6 years. And something just told me, like in my head, okay, Shin, it's time to move. You got these. You're not famous or celebrity or anything or rich or anything, but you made at least, this resume in Japan. Your own. So now, probably time to move to the next step, which is moving to America.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it. And Universal. What was your question? I'm sorry.
How long?
Trying to connect
between the end of your time at Universal.
Oh, that's right.
You made that step.
That's right. Sorry, I'm holding the phone, so whoever watching you, I'm sorry. I just trying to stay.
Don't worry about it. It's all good, man.
Yeah. But anyways, so I basically, I finished the contract back in January 2018, and then made a couple of trips to LA because to do research and make more friends, a connection. And at first, I had to look for a house. My school back then in Santa Monica, they now moved to Pico. But, the location in Santa Monica, I wanted to stay ideally in the west side of LA. It's convenient. But I was expecting after graduation going to North Hollywood or Hollywood area.
Uh-oh.
Just keep talking when I do that.
No, he froze.
Oh, did he freeze up?
Yeah, when you went out, he froze.
That was weird.
That was weird.
What happened?
This is fascinating. He's coming back.
Here he is. We've got you back with no sound again. We're working on this. He knows what to do. Okay, This is great.
I know this is fascinating.
I'm really enjoying
what
this.
I really love is that he had such determination. It was like, I wanted to do this, and he was realistic about this is not going to work for me. This is what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he went at it in a very realistic fashion.
Yes, and I admire that. I admire that.
All right.
I mean,
and we're back. Okay.
All right.
Yay!
So yeah. So long story short,
yeah,
I made a couple. I mean, after finishing the contract in January, I made a couple of trips to LA, April and July, and then moved here with a student visa, and then started to go to school in October. So I will not stay much.
That's incredibly brave. That is a very brave move to make.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was incredibly brave for my old ass to go to Tokyo when I went the first time over there.
It was.
That's exciting. Also scary. I know.
It was scary as hell.
Yeah, I know.
Because everybody was talking, and I'll tell you a funny thing. The people they teamed us up with, me and my dear friend Peter Vogt, God love him, we were playing the mayor of Porto Paradiso. They teamed us up with 2 Japanese guys, but they never let us really sit down and talk to them without them being around. It was really weird. And then one day we somehow got away from everybody and discovered neither one of those 2 guys spoke English.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And so they had a script that we were saying the words, we were saying in like a Italian guy, and they were speaking to us in Japanese.
Right.
And that was our script. And somehow that still worked. That's the magic of theater. It really is.
Right.
It really is. They were 2 terrific actors, 2 incredibly fantastic actors.
I think it was really actually that's very brave, but it also speaks to your determination and your self-confidence in your own way to say, I'm going to do this. This is realistically not going to work.
Right.
This is what I really want to do, and I'm going to go for it. You know,
right. Yeah.
So I admire that very much.
Thank you.
So, what I mean, I know you've done some commercials.
Yep.
And I know you've done that. Have you done any television like shows?
Yeah,
I believe I saw a couple on your IMDb.
Yeah,
but I've been drinking. No, I mean, I'm
so
serious.
3 hours ahead.
Yeah. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's got to be
right.
Not here.
And but so, what TV shows might we recognize you from if we were looking for?
Far, I mean, I currently worked on a couple, but I can, of course, I signed NDS. I cannot say that until it's officially out.
Exactly.
But back in 2021, I did. There's a show called "The Food That Built America" on History. History Channel, and then I did I don't remember the name of. I mean, the number of the episode, but it was season 3. I think the episode is called "The Chain Reaction," and there's a story about the 2 stories combined in one. One is stories about Benihana founding. With the founder. I played the Benihana founder, Rocky Aoki.
Oh, cool.
And then another story is actually about the founder of TGI Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So that episode has 2 stories, just back and forth, because they're happening at the same time in the same city in New York.
Wow.
So that was, I think, season 3, episode 10 or something. But the name is the Chain Reaction is the one thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I will have to check those.
Really, I mean,
because I see it all the time.
Yeah. It's a good show.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you're a young man and you're early in your career. I mean, but you've already done a lot of work. I mean, you're obviously supporting yourself. So what the hell? We'll go along with that, right?
Yeah, I've been fortunate because a lot of people supported me, and then I get to. That's one of the things I love about my work is that I get a number of millions of chances to meet great people, not necessarily all entertainment industry people, but
just good people.
Yeah, along with it just comes along with the schedule changes on the different locations. I sometimes forced to go because for work I like it, but just go there and then I don't know this city, and then I just wanted to check out it. Once I arrive somewhere I've never been, and I just try to explore, pop in a bar. I go to bars by myself a lot. I'm a people watcher. I love people watching.
That's how you learn.
Yep.
That was my favorite activity. Yeah.
Yep. And then sit at the end of the bar, just sip my whiskey and watch people for hours. And then of course there will be chances to talk to people happen to be sitting next to me or around me, or talk to bartender, and then they give me some information, like which bar to go next, or which bar is fun on Sunday night, or things like
Mhm.
that. Like
Yeah.
then that job gave me like millions of opportunities like that, and then now I have friends across the country.
Yeah. And it's cool. Isn't it cool too when you do that? Because as you talk to other people, you can listen and get these stories and soak it all in and then use it later in your work.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's always for me at least helps like my character development process.
Exactly.
When I look at the script, something clicks, and okay, I met that guy like 2 months ago, and that guy's kind of demeanor, comes in. All the creation of I just pick everything that I experienced before, and then I combine together and do. That's a part. I mean, I cannot separate. I feel like I cannot completely separate my private life from my acting life, because it's just all combined.
Yeah, and it kind of interweaves.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I will say, from my personal experience, don't ever let that happen. Don't ever let that separate, because my best stuff comes from that.
Right.
From observing people.
Right.
That's my best stuff.
Right.
Yes.
And I'll, like, when I'm down in Fort Lauderdale, I'll go to the mall because there's lots of old people down there.
Right.
And old
that's true.
people. And really old people. And I will sit at the mall and just watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing not too long ago, before I had my accident, I was playing a role, and I had to play a much older man than myself. Thank you, God, there's someone older than me. And my walk was taken from that. Old guy.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't even realize that you've like a sponge, you've like soaked it all in. Right. And then, like you said, something will click, and then you find yourself moving a certain way or speaking a certain way. And then all of a sudden you're like, where did that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're like sponges.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. My friend Cal Krigo said, like me, Joe? Yes, exactly like you, Cal.
You're old, Cal. You're old.
Old coot.
That's why I like judging things. This is the way. I don't really set the standard. I don't like setting standard. Everybody's different, of course. That's just my way. I'm just speaking purely out of my preferences. That I don't want to. Everybody's different, and then I just don't want to set this is the way it should be, or this is the majority does. So there's so many opportunities and so many different people, so much information to kind of look at. Just sipping my drink and watching people come and go, and I just cannot. I'm almost obsessed with it. I'm fascinated by human behavior. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. That is. It's the best theater in the world is
real life.
Real life. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I love watching people.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
I mean, I'll go out. I'm very fortunate because I can go out to Disney whenever I want to. And, when I can get a reservation, but I think that's changing now. But I'll just sit out. I will sit out on Main Street and just watch people walk around. And what a great show. I mean, what a terrific show.
Exactly.
And even more so for me in Japan, although I had no idea what was going on around me 90% of the time. Even when I was doing my own show, I knew what I was saying, but I had no idea if the Japanese people, they always told me, they kept saying, well, your Japanese is not this, your Japanese is not that. They probably don't understand you. And I said, and I would always say back to them, but they're doing everything I tell them to do. Don't you think maybe they're understanding me? Just saying. Anyways.
Well, as long as you can communicate, that's what matters. And
I think that's the idea.
For the language, particularly English, I'm like I give a lot of auditions for like a Japanese American, Asian American roles. I think I had to do was kind of getting rid of a thick accent, and I'm still working on it. But after 3 years of whiskey, and I go back to.
You're doing real well on that, by the way. Although you cracked me up before we started talking to anybody, you cracked me up. But that was very funny.
Like that, Greetings from Japan, and after the show officially started.
Use it when you need it. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in trouble.
Exactly.
I get out of trouble most of the time. Like, oh my God, for Japan, I don't know.
which would be very handy on airplanes, I would think.
That's gonna be great with all those.
So is all your family still back in Japan?
Yeah, I'm the only one in America. No,
wow. How many people in your family, Shin?
What?
How many people in your family?
Just my dad, mom, my little brother 10 years younger, and grandparents on my mom's side. My grandparents are both gone, but they all live in the same, except the little brother. He lives in Osaka. He actually works now at the Universal Studios, New Harley.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And what is he doing?
I don't know.
But he's working there.
Some kind of new show. And then as a family member, I don't really bring up a lot of work stuff. And then I just support. I've been kind of like 10 years apart. Yeah. I've been more like a third parent. When I was 20, when I was 10, he was born. And when I was 20, he was 10. We didn't grow up like playing with each other. There was nothing in common, or he was talking about the current, new, most up-to-date video game kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm playing baseball, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
I got a part in this play over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was the youngest of 3 too.
Yeah, something like a really new show in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
There's it seems like every 15 minutes they're coming up with something else.
I know.
Well, yeah, because they just closed Poseidon at our university. They just closed it after what, 20 years or something.
They closed a big show here. Big show.
Huge show. It's been one of their mainstays, and they just closed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
after like 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which is where Harry Potter is.
I should definitely visit Orlando one then.
Listen, here's the thing. If you do come to Orlando, you want to go. I can't do anything for you at Universal generally, unless I got a friend who's got passes. But
I have lots of friends who have passes.
I can pretty much get you into Disney any freaking time you want. Okay, so
awesome.
That'd be fun.
I've never been to Disneyland or any Disney resorts in America yet, even though I live in California.
Completely and
utterly. People get surprised, like, what the you're talking about, you know?
Yeah.
I just had that opportunity, and then I don't have a car because I fly around. I didn't kind of, I just don't want my car to sit around there. I don't have garage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes complete sense. You have to pay for all that happy crap.
You don't need it for 2 months or something because I have another agent in Austin, Texas, and I accept local hire gigs there. So I literally fly back and forth. Sometimes.
Yeah, you just travel too much.
Yeah.
So, but if you had to, you could rent a car if you wanted to. Yes.
Right, but I need to get the license first.
Well, that would help. That would help. Yeah. So please.
You now know 2 people in Orlando, Florida who could drive you around.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Hey. You've got rides too. There you go.
Yeah.
So we got that for you. Shin, this has been awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun. If one of the questions I was gonna at the end, which we're coming up to, I was gonna ask you, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to do what you're doing? But I think you've already done that. In that you're persevere, keep going, don't stop.
Yeah, just keep going. Don't think like much. I would say like don't think too much, and then just go for it. And then you want to do. I would say, I don't know if it's relevant or not. It just for my case, I was a kid growing up in a small town, and then they typically said, look, this is the conventional way. You have to do this way, and if you do that differently, kind of all people in the neighborhood just kind of point at you. What is he doing? Kind of that's down on my, but that was the downside of it. Yeah. And I never liked it, and I was trying to still be liked by people until like 23 or 4, and at some point I just started to kind of think, screw that. I want to do what you're not paying me or anything, and then I decided to what I get to decide what I want to do, and and then just go for it. Yeah, I don't really. Let me say, I don't care what people think about me. I don't know, whatever that sounds like.
No, that's fine.
No, yeah. I completely agree. I don't care what people think about me. Just think about me, because what, if you're thinking about me, that means I'm doing something that's either annoying you or entertaining you.
Right.
Hopefully entertaining, but annoying is sometimes fun too.
Yeah, the point is, like, if I have, both for my work and in private life too, like if I have done anything or said anything wrong or rude to you and that hurt you, that would be a different story because I would care because I caused it. You're reacting that way.
Right.
But I'm just being who I am. And then I just, I got my preferences and I haven't done anything wrong to you. And then at a certain point, everybody starts to have some kind of image of me in their own head, which no longer have access, or it's not my business, honestly.
It's sort of a conformity.
Right.
When I grew up the same sort of way and in a small town.
Right.
And if you are different,
right,
or if you choose a different path,
right,
or you don't say the same things, or you don't like the same things, you don't want you want people to like you, but if it means giving up your essential spirit,
right,
and your soul, so to speak,
right,
at some point you say no. If you're going to like me, you're going to like me because of who I am and what I'm doing. And if you don't, then that's your problem, not mine. I'm not going to hurt you or anything, but it's still, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this, just parting shots here. Your attitude, I think what you just said, I could not agree with you more. But you don't think it's none of my damn business. Screw you.
And how old are you, Shin?
I'm 34. Turning
30. You're 34, hun. It took me until I was 50 to figure that out. So you're you're on the right path.
I was going to say that.
Serious.
But the thing is, we are out there as actors, as Al Pacino says, "What's an actor? Look at me, look at me, look at me." And that's what we're about. But what has become very, very interesting to me, I think. And I've heard this ad nauseum watching, years ago, there was a thing called the Johnny Carson Show, which was a talk show. And the stories we have just told in this past hour, guess what? Those guys, and I'm talking about the big timers now, told the same stories.
Yeah.
In exactly the same way. Came from much the same backgrounds that we are talking about, which I think is fascinating. Came very much from the same backgrounds that we are talking about today, which is, you know what? If that's the road to success, I'm not dead yet. I mean, people know who I am, and many of them are going, "Oh God," but I
love you, Joe.
I look forward to seeing you on the screen.
Yes.
And I got a feeling I'm going to see you doing something real soon. Call it a hunch.
Yeah. I just cannot review, but
maybe you gave us a tiny hint. That's okay. We didn't hear anything.
Yep.
Nothing.
The most, probably the most what do you call it? Like the nearest future one would be a national commercial.
Very cool.
And then one of the companies were
don't dig yourself a hole. Don't do that. Never dig a hole. Never dig a hole.
Look like current me. I mean, I recently got a long hair ponytail kind of thing, and that would look like a current me. It's like with short hair or anything.
Yeah,
a current me. So you would probably easily.
I can't wait for that to pop up on my screen.
Yeah, I'll be watching commercials.
I will scream when it does. But listen, in parting shot, this has been delightful. If you ever get down to Florida again, if you're in Lauderdale next month, I'll be there. 17, 18th.
I was actually talking to a couple of friends there, and then Shane, when you're coming back and visit next time, I was like, I'd love to. So let me see, But I'll definitely come back. I would definitely want to come back.
Well, there's stuff going on next month.
There's stuff going on all the time.
Stuff going on all the time in Lauderdale.
And in Florida, I just love it. And the beaches and tropical atmosphere. I love it.
Orlando is a really interesting town because it's a small town that is huge, if that makes sense.
Right.
So there's so much going on.
And I will say this, no matter what is happening, and I'm going to say this right now, no matter what is happening politically, this is a huge, everybody's going to get pissed at me. This is a huge bump in the road, but the cracks are already coming. Okay.
Yeah.
The cracks are already there. Feh. Yeah. far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
You know?
And that's Joe. Okay.
Shin,
Seriously,
thank you so
thank you for coming on. That was
Well,
really interesting.
It's been a great, opportunity, and then I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. And great, thank you very much for having me.
As did we. As they say in Japan, domo arigato gozaimasu.
Domo arigato.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say ciao.
I'm gonna get as many words in there as I can before I get in trouble. Thanks, Shin. Take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Shin.
Take care, my friend.
And he froze right at the end.
He froze right
on
time.
What a lovely young man. Lovely young man.
Absolutely delightful.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much. This has been a load of fun. And I'm so glad we've been able to do it together again. And I'm sure, well, I don't know if I'll see you or not. I'll be at anybody out there who's looking for me, I'll be at Savoy for the last 2 weeks. And
for the next 2 weeks, it opens next week.
Shut the fuck up next week.
It opens next week.
I mean,
I'm not gonna shut the fuck up. It opens. He's
back. Signed off, Shin.
But sorry, at the end that the thing happened again, and I just
no, it's okay. It's okay.
I appreciate your coming back. Take care. We love you in Orlando.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye, buddy.
He is so sweet.
Got a good sign off on that. That's excellent. Yeah. So it's going to be.
It's next week, bud. It's next week.
It does start next week, and I'll be doing tech over there. So look for me at the back of the Starlight Room.
Tearing his hair out.
Tearing my hair out and going, what in the name of God am I doing? So that should be a very interesting time for me. Although I do enjoy doing that, as you have recently found out, I kind of enjoy being backstage, which is a whole new ballgame for me.
It was fun. It was fun, wasn't it?
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really did.
I know you did.
And I would do it again, and I guess I am.
Oh, just so you know, Joe stage managed the last show I directed.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
a selkie tale, which we won't get into it.
Onward.
So that was delightful. I love you. And
I love you.
Hopefully, I'll see you soon. If you're out, if you're going to be out on the lawn or something, I've got a couple early days.
Okay.
They're one show days and shit like that. So, and I don't even know. In all honesty, I guess Wanzi set up a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Wanzi was telling me that one show's not coming, but it's on the Fringe schedule. So I know. The best thing to do is he'll because he's kind of the liaison, I think. What I'm doing now is wait. The tech days are coming up, so
they'll have a schedule.
I'll assume their show's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly, and you'll be teching their shows, and then you'll get a schedule.
Yeah,
well,
I got the Fringe schedule in the magazine.
No. I mean, you'll get your schedule for Savoy from.
No, I was told it's the schedule that's in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's got to be checked because if they're buying tickets.
No, I know, but sometimes things do change around a little bit here and there. So, yeah, I'll pop in and see you. Just then, it was nice talking to you. It was lovely talking to you. Thanks, guys, for coming and watching.
So one more thing real quick, and Jack will reiterate what I'm about to say. I'm sure if you want to be on the show, if you think you're interesting, please come.
If you think you're interesting,
get in touch with us. We'd love to have you. What we think is interesting is you have no idea. There is the place to do it, Captain Joe Zimmer at gmail.com. I was not in the military, but I was a pirate captain.
And you were Captain Smith.
And I was for a very
brief time.
Thank God. We had our picture taken with a big beaver.
Oh, I wish we had that picture.
I do somewhere. God. Molly Brown and a big beaver. I wish I had that picture.
It was at Publix.
Yes, it was. It was
the most ridiculous thing we've ever done.
It was silly. It was silly. And now we're being silly.
I know. All right.
And what a joy. Take care of yourself. I love you. I'll see you soon. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye-bye, everybody. Remember, bump in the road. It's going to get better. I guarantee it. We're going to make damn sure it does. Get out there and stand your ground. Okay? Love you. Bye-bye. Gotta push the end.